Can a cheap Android head unit make a 2016 VW Polo feel like a brand new car, or will it turn it into a dashboard full of problems? Today, we're upgrading the factory infotainment system with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a much larger touchscreen, and then putting every feature to the test to see if it's actually worth it. Right, so let's see what we've got in the box. We've got an installation guide, we've got some plastic fascia, user manual, the QR code for support if we need it. We've also got this quad lock connector kit with a CAN bus module as well, and then a different kind of quad lock kit as well. I don't know which would work yet, but this car, the main infotainment system is behind the glove box, so we'll need to get the glove box out to see which of the quad lock kits is going to fit in the glove box. It also comes as well with a reverse camera. I do not like this kind of reverse camera that you have to drill into. I prefer the ones that just go with your boot lid handle, so we might not be installing this. And then some other bits and bobs like USB, the GPS and all that. The screen itself is a 9-inch Android display unit, promises to install Android Auto, CarPlay, but the main question is, will this screen retain most of the factory functions that this other screen, the factory screen has? For example, your car settings, your car display, and so whatever, you know, the TPMS system, everything is literally right here. So this is more like a brain for the car. You can see the difference in the both of them. Hopefully, it also retains most of these features and also still retains the factory steering wheel controls. So that's going to be a good test for it. I think the very first thing to do is to remove this plastic fascia. So first things first. And then we've got 4020 which needs to come out as well. And we've got two connectors just behind here. And now for the glove box, we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 T20s as well. I think I'm just gonna start with this one. So I have the glove box out and I've just realized that it wasn't 6 screws, it was about 7. That's 1, 2, 3. There was one hidden here that I couldn't see before, but yeah, just so you know, one here. And then there's like a little plastic holding clip that goes somewhere here, I think so, which you also have to like release. And now I've just realized as well that the infotainment system here, I should have removed it with like some radio removal tools from here and here. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So these keys are what I'm gonna use to get the radio out, and space is tight so I won't be able to film, but basically it goes into that hole just like so. One goes there, the other one goes there, and then you alternate pushing and then it slides out. So I've been able to slide the radio out, and I've exposed the quad lock. So this is the quad lock kit we've been looking for, and this quad lock connects to the aftermarket quad lock wiring harness that comes with the kit, and every other thing connects to the head unit itself, like this. This is the CAN bus control, and then I think this little one here with the purple and blue wiring, this is your steering wheel control, I'm sure of that. So we need to connect that and see if it works. And yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to connect everything roughly, test it out and see if it works. The other thing as well that we need to find where it goes into is this FM radio connector. This should go to one of these. I'm not quite sure yet if it's the yellow one or the pink one, but I know it connects. I know this part connects to one of these, and that's how we get FM. This is the quad lock kit, like I've said, and locks. So that quad lock kit is connected now, and this is the other end of the quad lock kit. Obviously, when we are trying to set everything up, this has to go underneath here and come outwards to the middle part of the dash there. So this is connected, we're sure of that. Anyways, before we move on, before we go too far, for this to work properly, you need a CAN bus system, and thankfully one is provided here. So this CAN bus system, as you can see, I'm connecting it here. Right, that's the CAN bus connected, and then this one goes to the head unit, this one goes to the head unit. Nobody knows what this one does yet. I don't know. We'll find out. So like I said, with the quad lock connected and the CAN bus connected to the quad lock, what's left is this antenna that comes for the, I think it's for the FM. I initially said it was one of these ones, but no, it's the last one on the end of it here, which is this. And it's this black one. So this connects to the black one, and then the other end connects to the aftermarket unit. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then we'll test everything up and see what works and what doesn't. So it's all connected up now. As you can see, the end of this wire is literally this. This one goes so. I think that's what gives you FM. We're good there. This one goes like so. This little one here comes here, and then we can power it up for the first time and see if it works. We're all ready for the first test. First test, you and me. Okay. We have power, we have power. First boot obviously takes a long time, so I'm not pressed about that. Screen looks crisp though. I don't know how to say that word, crisp. Anyways, I don't know. Okay. What do we have here actually? Let me see. Do these buttons work? Yes, they do. Home. Yes, it does. Applications. Nice. Radio. Does radio work? Radio works, yeah. That works. Let me actually test if the steering wheel's control work. We're in business, baby. Yeah, that's good. I'm happy with it. I like the look it gives straight up. I kind of like whatever it's doing here. It looks really nice. Yeah, this is the CarPlay menu, and I'm gonna set this CarPlay up and then I'll come back again to this. But honestly, so far so good. I just like the interface. The interface looks really nice. As you can see, it works really well. Everything is, just how it was, intended. The quality is definitely better. I can tell already the quality is better, but I don't want to get copyrighted. But let me see how loud it is. Wow. Woo! Nah, I'm impressed. Everything works all right. Everything is good, and it literally is very, very responsive. So what I'm gonna do now is, now that I know that the CarPlay works, I'm gonna put everything back in together, and then we can talk about it properly. It's time to route it all up and make it look pretty, like the person who's going to be driving the car. This quad lock kit and this, which is the antenna, needs to go in through this way. So I'm just redirecting it carefully. Yeah, I think that's enough. That's enough length, I'm guessing. My only concern though is I'm not quite sure where this is going to hang, because now it's hanging loose and I'm not sure I want it hanging loose. So since I've connected it out now and I know where it's going, I just want to protect these wires properly and make it look a little bit more factory by using this fabric tape. Yeah, I think it's called fabric tape, just so it matches with every other factory wiring there. And also this reduces rattle. I don't want to hear any rattle whilst driving. So completed now. Just route it towards here. So I have it here, but not 100% clear yet. I'm getting sick of this now. Because all I need realistically is for it to be hidden. So sometimes this quad lock can be the most annoying thing to sort out after installing everything. I need a break. See you in a bit when I find out where I'm going to hide that quad lock, because right now the quad lock is just has a mind of its own. And everywhere I seem to keep it, this big glove box seems to hit it. So what I did was I peeled back some of the tape that was covering the quad lock connector and the wiring harnesses. So I peeled some of it back, and then I could disconnect it and stretch it a little bit out. And now the quad lock is literally here. So as you can see, we have the quad lock here, and that's actually okay. What I just now need to do is to properly cover up the wires that I removed earlier on. I mean the covering that I had out earlier on, and then I can put the glove box back in I've literally been on this for like bare minutes now. So I'm good now. Okay. So now I can put the glove box in without the quad lock causing me stress. It's the same process as getting the glove box out, really. I have more than enough clearance now to actually slide this glove box how it should be. Oh, finally. Everything is all connected out. You can see it. I've put some double-sided tape here just so I can keep the CAN bus right here and it doesn't really move. So the kit also comes with this little bit of a plastic trim that you need to put around this just to fill in the hole, because there's a slight hole in. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Now that that's in, yeah, that's in. So it covers this. There's a slight gap here, so that's covered now. This is the FM antenna. Just plug that in. The GPS as well. I didn't mention this before, but the GPS is just connected to this small spot here. Pull off and just slap it anywhere you want to put it, really. So this is your steering control. Steering control in. And the last but not the least is the power socket, which is this. So now I can slide this in. Ooh. Wow. Beautiful. Another thing that we're going to have to check out for is how much of a glare it's going to have, because some of these screens are very notorious for having glares, but we've got solutions for that. But so far so good. It looks okay. It looks good. It sounds good, and everything works. Now that I know that everything works, CarPlay works, everything works properly, the only thing I'm going to do now is just give myself a little bit of time to get to understand and see all the features that this system has, and then I can give like a full review. So that will be like in a couple of days, but for now the connection works fine, the sound works fine, the music quality is good, and the fitment is not perfect, but it's workable, it's doable. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple of days time. So is it worth it? Definitely. When I started the video, I talked about some of the factory features that I was hoping this car, this head unit would actually retain. But then again, in the past couple of weeks, I've asked myself, which of these factory features, by the way, it didn't restore any of the factory features, or most of the factory features there. But then again, I asked myself, which of the factory features do I actually miss? None. I don't miss anything. I literally cannot think of one thing that I missed from the factory head unit. Literally, this has been such an upgrade. For the little money, I got it for £153, I think. And for that amount of money, it's like having an extension of your phone in your car. The convenience alone makes it 100% worth it. Just the fact that, Apple Maps is right there on your fingertips. Same with music, podcasts, whatever you listen to, books, everything right there on your fingertips. And 9 out of 10 times when you come in, you connect your phone, you literally just go straight to CarPlay. You don't even bother about the Android system behind it. So I do not see why we need to focus on the Android gimmicks behind it. If you connect to Wi-Fi, you can obviously watch YouTube, scroll the internet, and do whatever you want. But then again, like, you're not going to be using that most of the times. It's been working so far. I appreciate the fact that the steering wheel controls work as expected and there are no gimmicks or whatever. The only other thing is the parking. The parking doesn't seem to display those little, would I say the proximity, I don't even know what it's called, but like when you're getting so close to an object, that proximity things that come as, from yellow it turns to red and stuff like that. It doesn't show it here, but it still beeps, but it just doesn't show, how far or close you are to an object. But I think with a reverse camera installed, that would pop up with the reverse camera image, because I had a car I did that on and it only came up after we installed the reverse camera. So that'll be fun to see. But aside that, every other thing works well, and so far so good. It's been good. Link for the head unit will be in the description, and if you've enjoyed watching today's video, please don't forget to like, share, comment what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.